Hello everyone, Joanne with StampingInTheValley.com and welcome to my craft room. In just a few minutes we are going to put together this adorable card with the Starts with Art bundle. I love this. I think that this is the cutest card I've ever designed, and it's all because of these little elements, and we're going to go over that together. But first, we have launched the new catalog, which is fantastic. So if you order from me, you will receive these 2 free card kits for the month of June with envelopes, no stamped images. That's a rule by Stampin' Up. But if you place an order with me, you will receive these 2 free card kits. If you're a new customer, you're going to receive a brand new catalog along with the free card kits. If you sign up as a downline, you get the card kits every month as a gift from me. And if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, I also send you the free card kits every month. Now, the other special that I have is my Happy Crafting Card Kit class. It's $25. Just email me at joannemaddie@outlook.com. I will send you a PayPal invoice. You can send me a personal check, or I take a money order. So this has been going very well. I hope you enjoy the designs for this month. You get 2 of each. So you get 8 card kits with 8 Whisper White envelopes. Again, no stamped images, a rule by Stampin' Up. This is our first card, and we have a thick, I always use thick Whisper White if it's a base. Okay, so it's always thick Whisper White. This is what I did here. You, of course, can stamp anything you want. Look at that adorable paper clip I'm going to cut for you, and I will tie the bow, and I will do all the embossing for you. Because there's not much stamping that I'm allowed to do, these card kits, both of them, the free ones and then this one here, there's a lot of embossing and die cutting. So here's what I did with the inside of it. You, of course, can do whatever you'd like. It will be a blank inside. And then you'll get 8 Whisper White envelopes. So I did this with the It Starts With Art bundle. I love this. Now with this one, because we have a color card base, I will put an insert inside of Whisper White, regular Whisper White, for you to stamp on or write on. So there's the second design. The third design, I went with it, Sailing Home bundle. I love this. There's the inside. Again, it's Whisper White, so you can put whatever you want. And, you know, I try my best to stick with die cuts and embossing. And then here's the third one. And I love the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. Reminded me of water and waves and splashes. So I thought that that came out great with both of those. But these are both Whisper White. This is thick Whisper White, so is the other one. So that's my Happy Crafting Card Kit class. It's $25, and I send this to you. Free shipping. I send it to you in the mail. Now, there's just a couple of things with the catalog I want to go over with you guys really quickly, just to alert you to a couple of things before we make that card. So, when you open it up, the first... on page 3, these are all of our colors. I love the way they did this. We have in colors, basic, neutrals, brights, subtles, and regals. I absolutely love the way they did that. Then when you turn the page, on page 5, it starts and it shows you all the bundles. But I want you to be aware of, let's look at page 17. It's not really much of anything, but I thought maybe some people could get confused this way. These are all the bundles. They're all together. They have the 10% off. There's the number and the price right here on all of these bundles. When you go to page 17, here's the stamp set. Here's the little box here. It's kind of light, okay, but it does say 10% off. When you see this little like starburst, the 10%. But there's no framelits that it shows here. So I don't want you guys to get into double ordering. That's what I was kind of afraid of, is that by the time you looked at all the sets here and then you went back through the catalog, you might be like, oh yeah, I wanted that. So you're going to click and you're going to like get the stamp set and you're going to forget about the dies. So, you know, that's a way to double order or just order one thing and not order the other. It's best if you're looking at bundles to stay to the front of the book. This time, I love this truck. I love this truck. I'm doing a Christmas craft show this year again, and I'm going to make these trucks with candy. I think they're so adorable. I also love the cuckoo clock. This is interactive, and you get to pull something. Maybe the door opens. I'm not sure. Oh, and Sunday, I will be featuring this Good Morning Magnolia on my Facebook Live channel. I do Sunday at 8 p.m. I do a live video. I changed it to 8 p.m. for my summer hours because I'm really busy with my family during the day in the summer. We love to be outside. So, and then we grill a lot and this and that. So Sunday at 8 p.m. we will be playing with this, and there will be a giveaway. I always do a giveaway on my Facebook Live on Sundays. And like I said, the new summer hours is 8 o'clock. So here are the rest of the bundles. I will say I just received this in the mail. I'm not a bird person, so I didn't want this bundle, but I wanted these nesting nested label dies. I love them, and I used one on this card. I just absolutely love these. I love the stitching on them and the way they look, but I'm really not a bird person, so that's where I just ordered the framelits. You've seen me use the Floral Essence, and of course the Sailing Home. Just some beautiful, beautiful sets in here for us this year. I absolutely love it. Now, the other thing I want to show you is what they've done is do a suite of products. When you're in a suite, it has, you know, everything that coordinates. And that's what Stampin' Up! Is all about, coordination. And that was another reason why I joined, because I have a hard time coordinating things, and they take the guesswork out of all of it. So what this is, the top number means, and the price, okay, it means these 3 items right here, the stamp set, the dies, and the paper. You just need one number and you will get all 3 of these. You can order them separately, but if you want the whole suite right there, there's one number. They simplified that. I thought that was fantastic. And let's see, was there something else? Oh, yes. I want to talk to you about some of these embossing folders. I had a customer the other day try to order Country Floral and another one. I don't know what's going on with them switching from Sizzix. They're switching from they're not using Sizzix anymore. So this was one of the items that got caught up in that. If you want to order this, it's going to pop up a little box, and it's going to say that it's not orderable at this time in this promotion. I called Stampin' Up, I talked to them, and these are in about a month they'll be back. So if you see that, just keep it on your wish list. Just, you know, like next month, try to order it next month. They'll be back in. So it's just where they're switching and not using Sizzix anymore. So I just wanted to tell you guys all about those few things in the new catalog. I'm not going to do a big walkthrough. There's 212 pages. If you have been a customer of mine for a year, in the past year, I have already sent you a catalog. Please, if you did not receive it, email me at joannematty@outlook.com. And if you're a new customer, downline, or new Paper Pumpkin subscriber, all new, I will send you a brand new catalog. Not if you're a new downline, because you're going to get a bunch of those in the mail. So let's talk about, it starts with art. It could not get any cuter. Okay, this set could not seriously get any cuter. And here it is. I want to show you that box. These cut out individually. These are not buttons, they're sequins. We're going to make some paper with that. I love Let's Stay Up Late and Craft. I love that. It fits in here really nicely also. But I used the nested dies. Let me show you those nested dies here. These are wonderful. This is another great add to a collection, you know, from the circles, the squares, the ovals, and the rectangles, and now these. I just love these. I use this one right here for this die, and it's double stitched. So, well, like when you cut it out, there's a whole frame of this. I just love it. It's a great way to save on a lot of paper. You get a lot of uses out of it. So these are the stitched nest label dies. And if you like birds, they coordinate in the catalog. And that's the new closure. Just pull it down. Okay, so let's go ahead first. And let's go ahead and make this paper with our sequins. Well, okay, wait, I got to show you this box. In this box, which I love the outside of this box, I would give this as a gift. You wouldn't have to do anything. Just take some ribbon maybe and tie a bow, okay, and make a tag. But I think this would be a fantastic gift for any crafter. Look at these felt elements. We're going to use those today. You get the little paper clips and the Made with Love and 2 spools of twine. I absolutely think this is just the cute, this would make just a cute gift. Just order this and give it as a gift. So this right here, let's start with the card base. Again, it's thick whisper white, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. It will open like this. My first piece, oops, let me get my measurements. I left them over on the other side of the room. My first piece is basic gray, and it is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. That's what gave me that teeny tiny border around this card. I needed just a little something to lift that color up off the white, and then it coordinates, of course, with this gray in here. So that's what it is. And how do you get those colors? It's very simple. On the back of the 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, it shows you basic gray, blushing bride, calypso coral, coastal cabana, crushed curry, Pacific point, whisper white. Okay, so that's how you know what coordinates. Again, Stampin' Up! Takes every bit of what I have to think about out of the whole scenario there, and I love it. So the basic gray is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. The coastal cabana that we're going to stamp on is 4 1/4 by 4, 5 1/4 by 4, and then let's go over these measurements. The blushing bride is 4 7/8 by 2 1/8, and the DSP is 4 3/4 by 2. Very simple measurements. It's just a 1/4 inch out, so it gives you an eighth of, it gives you an 1/8 of an inch border all around. It's an 1/8 of an inch out. Hold on. It's an 1/8 of an inch out from the smallest measurement, and it gives you a 1/16 of an inch border around the outside. Very thin. See that? Very, very thin. That's what these measurements are. Okay. So, let's see. What should we do first? Let's go ahead and put our basic gray down on our card front, just with some snail. Nothing's embossed, so you don't have to use Tombow. You could, though, use some Tombow if you needed that wiggle room, because we are really asking for a very, very thin border. Again, a 1/16 of an inch all the way around that whisper white. So I kind of set the top and let the bottom just fall down, and right there it is. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and work on this piece of paper. I'm just going to bring in a scrap piece of paper here, and I thought that these little things were buttons. They're not. They're sequins, guys. I should have seen that. They look like sequins. When they said sequins, I was like, oh yes they are. Okay, so we're going to use Coastal Cabana. I wanted to use tone on tone with this, and I'm just going to stamp these little sequins all over this paper in random ways. Doesn't matter, just fill your paper up. I love using ink. You know, when I design my card kits where I can't use stamped images and I'm designing with embossing folders and dies and framelets and everything like that, so because you know, I want you guys to be able to put together a card without saying, oh well, I have to do this and I have to, you know, you just need a sentiment usually with what I try to design it that way. I'm telling you, sometimes it gets a little difficult. So when I'm on camera like this or doing my Facebook Lives, I love to use ink because I miss it. That was my whole point to that whole scenario there of cutting out dies. But I absolutely love to use my ink, and I love to use my images. And there we go. That quick, we have a piece of DSP with our little sequence. I'm also going to, while I've got that open, I'm going to do my envelope. I did the envelope in the corner with just the little sequence in my Coastal Cabana. I love Coastal Cabana because if you guys know me, you know I love the beach. All right, beautiful. Now, let me go ahead while we are at it and stamp the inside of the card with, you make everything sparkle. So I'm just going to flip this up and hope I get that in the middle. best I can. Perfect. And then, so now we'll close this up. I'll bring out my Tuxedo Memento black ink because we're going to use some blends, which I forgot to bring over here. I'll go get them in just a second. So I'm going to put my binder clip. I love these clips. Isn't that fun? That is just fun. I love sharing designs with you guys. Please case anything that you like. Let me get these blends. And I don't know if you guys know what casing is. It is copy and share everything. Excuse me. So we're going to color these real quick. We're going to use our blends. I'm going to use the fine tip, not the brush. And I'm going to color the clip part. So yes, case is copy and share everything. You never have to even ask me. It is such a compliment if you copy something I've done. I think that's one of the biggest compliments that I could ever get, is somebody saying, oh, I love that so much, I'd love to make it. I appreciate that. Now with the blends, I'm just using a dark Daffodil Delight here. And I mean, I am barely touching that paper. That is one of the learning curves with these blends, is to just kind of barely touch the paper. Now I'm going to go back in. Now I will use my, no, I think I am going to use my fine tip. This is a little tight in here, and this is light Bermuda Bay. Kind of the closest I could get to the Coastal Cabana. That's the most wonderful thing about crafting, isn't it? You can just go color crazy, and it's good. So I'm just coloring these in. Just like that. Isn't that an adorable little clip? Fun, absolutely fun. I happen to love to color. Some people don't, and that's okay. You know, sometimes you can just do some washy kind of color and stamp right over it with the Memento black ink, and it looks beautiful. You know, you don't have to get really fussy with it. Now, there's one thing I don't like to do is fussy cut. Oh, I don't. You will see me avoid that. Boy, do I avoid fussy cutting. Okay, beautiful. Love that. Love it, love it, love it. So there's the inside of our card already done. I didn't even expect to do that. Let's go ahead and put this, let me move this out of the way. Let's go ahead and attach this to the front of our card. Again, with that very skinny little border. I've been doing more of those lately, and really I've been using a lot more DSP, I noticed here lately for myself. I'm loving the layering of it all. So right here, that little skinny border, a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. There we go. We'll say that's good. Now we're going to take this and we're going, this is, what is this? Blushing Bride. And did I give you the measurements on that? 4 7/8 by 2 1/8. Yes, I did. And this is 4 3/4 by 2. And we're going to take some snail. And I'm going to attach this just like I did with the other. Beautiful. Now this I'm going to pop up with dimensionals, but in just a minute. I'm going to get into my little box here. So this might take us just a hot minute. And I want to use this coral color. And I'm going to wrap this so we make a nice bow. And we're going to put our little heart element on there. Isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness, could that get any sweeter? So I'm just going to wrap this like 3 times. Just like that. And I just take my tail and I bring it under all of my pieces there to pull them together. And then I just kind of pull this together, because when you tie it, then it'll, you know, it'll, whoops, I'm off camera. it'll bring it together here, but you want these not to be tangled up. So just take your fingers and separate them. This is great. Just like that, okay? And now I work off the spool because that's the way that you use the least amount of product. So I'm just going to tie that. And now I'm going to just tie us a bow. Fun. Didn't this? I think that this is one of the cutest cards I've ever made. When I made this last night, I was like, oh my goodness, how I just kept working with the suite of product again. I'm working within the suite. And I'm using everything in the suite. Stampin' Up! Makes it just so easy. Now this bow, I don't like the way that it's going to bounce around. We will put a little glue dot back there. But let me get my tails where I want them. My little loops. And my tails, I don't want them too big. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to cut this here. And I'm going to let this hang down. Cute. Oh, I forgot to put my element on there. Did you see what I did? Oh, I forgot to put my little heart. How are we going to incorporate that in there? Can I do it? Oh, hang on in there with me, guys. Let's see. I'll attach it to the bow, right? The other one I attached to that. Let's just attach this to the bow. Let's see how this is going to work. You can always make lemonade out of lemons, right, when you're crafting. This might be a little hard with the fingers, but let me get a tweezer here. Let's save it. I think we've got it. There we go. We're going to be just fine and dandy on this. All right. So that's good. Kind of help hold the bow down. I kind of like that. All right, now I'm going to clip it even again. Like that. Cute. Maybe we don't even need a glue dot. I think that looks perfect. So I'm going to, I kind of have it in the center. So you just mess with it to where you want it. I'm leaving that bow just the way it is. I kind of like that tied on the bow because let me show you with the other one. It kind of moves around, you know, it slides and then it goes upside down. So, okay, we're good. Now I'm going to flip this over and on here we're going to use dimensionals. And I'm going to put 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 3 across the middle. And I'm going to put this right over top of this twine just to help hold it. Very simple. Just one little bit more of reinforcement that nobody's going to see. Pretty, pretty. Love this set. There's so much to do with this set. I think it's going to be like one of my big go-tos. I want to leave a little border here because I want my sequins to show. And I'm going to attach that right there. I already made my element here that says let's stay up late and craft. I used 2 regular size dimensionals and I used those stitched nests. Now look at this. This is embossed and stitched. Let me get that really close. Okay, let that camera focus. Do you see how that is embossed and stitched? These are the new dies. I'm very, very impressed with them. I want the point here to stay in line with the top, the very top, the pink of this card. Like that. And now, okay, the last card we used a little, let's use the pink arrow. Should we do that? Should the little pink arrow look good? Oh, adorable. Anything would look good, right? Okay, let me get some glue dots. Just need 1. And I'm going to put it up here on the head of the arrow because the little bottom of it's going to hang off. Did you see what I did there? I bet you didn't even realize it. I put the glue dot on, and these I get for free with Paper Pumpkin, so they're leftovers. So they have the backing on it. I put it on there. When I lifted the backing off, the whole thing came. I put it back on, and I took my pokey tool, and I just kind of scored it down the middle, and that made it stick. See? And then I peeled the backing off, and I'm just going to attach my arrow there because it's free flowing right here. Now, I already colored everything with the Stampin' Blends, and we're going to start with this larger one right here, this larger pen. Isn't that fun? And I'm going to line the bottom up with the Blushing Bride. So this is lined up, the point of it, with the Blushing Bride on the top, and this is kind of lined up with the Blushing Bride on the bottom. And then I want this pen here in the middle. And when you stamp this, it's one solid stamp. I'll show it to you. But then when you cut it out with the framelits, they're individual. Isn't that fun? Oh, I'm so happy to share this card with you. I am so happy to share this beautiful card with you. Let me show you those framelits. Thank you so much for stopping by my YouTube channel and watching my video. Right here are these framelits. See, these are together, but when they cut individual. Love that. This is like the set. I love these. There's so much I can say about the sets that I've gotten. This and the Sailing Home and the Floral Essence. I mean, I'm just so thrilled with everything that I've purchased. I'm really happy with it. You know, sometimes you get something home and you're like, meh. But this is one that you can play with constantly. And I like tying that right to the bow. I am good with that. Cute. Please go to stampinginthevalley.com. That's my website, which sometimes I get a little bit behind with. But you can still click on the big blue button. It'll take you to my online store. There's a link below. Or you could go to my Facebook page. There's a link below for that. And hit the Shop Now button on that Facebook page, and you can order any and all of your Stampin' Up! Products. Remember, if you're a new customer, you get 2 free card kits if you place an order, and a free new catalog. Thank you again for watching, and happy crafting today.